You're listening to Hair of the Dogcast, part of the HyperX Podcast Network. Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Hair of the Dogcast. That's right, we're in episode 107. Yes, the Ding Dang Dogcast is here to stay.
Diggity
Baby. Woo! I'm one of
Bingy
your hosts. My name is Tom Wagner, and it is a pleasure to be here with you and these other two fellas, R.A.P. Brad. Who is here today? What Dogcaster showed up?
It's me, Dylan, the king of video games.
Yes.
That's what they all say.
Also known as Dynamic Dylan.
The D-Man.
No, you're
Dynamic D.
Josh. Dynamic D. Okay. Yeah, that's
All right,
good.
you had it there.
I like that. Let's take that one to the bank and deposit it. I mean, I'm also known as like Big Tex, the Gin Genie, the Juniper Jester, etc.
Juniper Jester, I remember that one. Yeah. The Quinine Cowboy.
The Quinine Cowboy, yeah.
Also a great one.
The Tonic Tinkerer.
Ooh. Just fucking cue them up, baby. All right. Well, welcome to the Dogcast once again,
It's
Dylan.
good to have you here, buddy.
It's good to be here.
Oh my gosh.
Who is this?
It's Josh.
Oh, fuck. Why?
Didn't
Dynamic
even
Josh.
try.
Why is it Josh? It's
Dynamic
always
Josh. I'm from the streets. You don't want to know me. You don't know me. Don't act like you know me.
Josh in
if
the
you see
streets,
me,
Josh in the
don't
sheets.
act like you see me. I
Right.
actually had a guy at Drafty one time say to another guy, he's like, if you see me outside of town, you didn't see me. Clearly he's
Well, that's
trying
cryptic.
to... Yeah.
He's got a warrant, probably,
Yeah.
right?
I think the dude was like ex-military and it's probably killed 57,000 people.
Right. Just that night.
There's that aura around him, and like he's this weird old guy.
Okay.
I should probably stop talking about him.
Yeah. He's
probably
going to
a
bust through the
child.
He
fucking
pops
wall.
out. He's like, Josh, I heard you talking about me. Do you have any stouts?
Okay.
I'm like, yes, I do. I was talking about you.
Did he sound like Jesse Ventura from Predator?
You know, it sounds like he's angry.
I'm just really angry
One
at
time I
you.
said, yo, Richard, you're usually pretty cool. Why are you so mad? And he goes, I'm not mad. I'm cool. And I was like, whoa,
Okay, yeah, he's
didn't expect that.
Definitely psycho.
Didn't expect that.
But
Richard's got a
Because he was
barn
kind of like
somewhere.
hostile about a beer. And
Jesus.
and I'm like, Richard, you're usually pretty cool, which he's usually kind
Natty
of
Ice.
tense.
Yeah.
He's a stout drinker, but
Yeah.
once
never
you get him
trust
on,
a stout
once you get
drinker.
him on the milkshake IPAs, oh, he's a new man.
I
we
get
haven't
it.
seen him in years.
Ooh, when in doubt, go to stout.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Hair of the
I actually
Dogcast is a podcast about video games and beer and video games. We will drink the live beer here on the
Living
podcast.
beer.
It's living, actual beer.
Speaking of,
it
do
was
a lot
born.
of people in your building smoke a lot of pot.
Dude, I smell that so hard.
Yes, and there are constantly signs saying like, "Please refrain from smoking marijuana," or like
Refrain
they
from
send out
smoking
emails.
in general, unless you got like like one of those good windows open.
This really smells. This is probably
I'm probably getting contact high.
Wasn't like that about a minute ago.
No, it really wasn't. Wow, guys, this is a podcast about beer, weed, and video
secondhand weed.
games. Yes. But Josh, you're a resident beer expert. What are we drinking? What are we going to start off with first? Here?
Well, because we were talking about going to a new brewery downtown Milwaukee, I believe it's called the Morphic Beer.
I believe so. Yeah.
And we're going to go a little light. Pixel Density Light from one of my favorite breweries. You already fucking know that. Phase 3 Brewing.
Absolutely.
Out of Lake Zurich, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a damn.
It's correct.
It checks out.
Yeah, so this is actually a 4.5% hazy.
Oh, nice.
wow, that's
which you can
pretty
drink
light.
40 of them and still be...
I like that.
Well, at 40, you're going to be wasted. But,
I like that.
yeah, nice to have a nice session beer.
Yeah, I like to start out light. I think it's a good
It's-
idea.
Interesting to see, like, the quantity of, actually, NAs that went over last month and even December. But
Oh, I love my NAs.
seeing more and more of that.
The
Sweet.
peanut butter NA from
Like-
last episode
That
was
was
really
wonderful.
good.
Yeah. If you drive around with an NA beer, like 0.5% alcohol, they can't really do shit, can they? There's more alcohol and
I still don't think I
mouthwash.
would.
Yeah, would
I
it
might-
still be an open intoxicant because it is?
It is technically
It has
alcohol.
alcohol? Or I could drive around with rubbing alcohol.
Yeah. Don't drive around with mouthwash, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Technicality.
It seems like it's not something I do anyway because my favorite thing is drinking a beer at home while playing a video game.
Got addicted to s'mores, and you're like, I just got to drink the s'mores while I drive to Milwaukee from Watertown.
Honestly, there is a thing I do every once in a while where if I got a full day to myself, I used to have a habit of just getting a 12-pack of something and going throughout the entire day drinking that 12-pack. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm like, I don't want to get... Now, if I don't want to get like messed up, I just buy like a pack of like the Bush NA because like I'm in it for the taste more than anything really at this point.
Is that why you're drinking? You had 2 Blatzes?
Oh, I had 2 Blatzes because I had a real
Yo, I'd take a Blatz over a Miller Lite any day.
Oh, shots fired.
I'd take...
I'm a grandpa at heart, too.
I'd take Hams over Miller Lite.
All right.
All the days.
Well, Ham's really good.
Hams is a decent lager.
Did you know that Hair of the Dogcast
is a Dogcast?
It is a Dogcast, and we are brought to you by some fantastic people and supporters,
like
including some pretty neat executive producers such as Ryan Christianick, Katie Bone, Kip Kipperston,
Kip yourself.
God damn it, Tyler Keller, Brian Ward, Kate Conti, and listeners such as yourself. If you would like to find out how,
mom,
not your mom yet, you got to really sell that. You're a salesman now.
She has my Netflix password, and this bitch.
Okay. I think that's worth at least a $3.
Could be donating at least.
Well, I think so too.
The 49-cent Patreon.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Join the dark side.
Yes.
If you can hack it or handle it, you know you want to.
Patreon.com/Hair of the Dogcast if you'd like to go and find out how to support the Dogcast. We have lots of tiers for any budget, starting at $1. But $3.
Awesome.
This is really good, yeah.
$3 gets you access to exclusive things. And,
but you guys, I like access.
You do. You get no ads. You get the.
That's why I wear assless chaps everywhere.
Yes, the premium.
Oh my
edition.
gosh! Speaking of assless chaps, Drafty had their first country night, and
Drafty Cellar, the bar in Watertown, Wisconsin.
The anti-country bar.
I don't know this place.
Sometimes you gotta sell out, and when
that is really good.
It's actually a really fucking good 4.5 or
that's
holy
tasty,
shit, man.
That's a fucking good IPA.
Bring a case of that next
Mark
time.
that down, guys.
Yeah. What is it called again? Phase 3?
Phase 3. Pixel Density Light. It's their all citra hop IPA
I wonder if I can find
series.
that at
Check
Seagulls.
it out.
Only the cool people have Phase 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
Like
It's going to be harder to find then.
Yeah.
How many cool people,
But you know what? If you don't have the money to support us, that is okay. Just tell your friends about us. Leave us a review on iTunes or your favorite podcast of choice.
Please
A 5-star
do.
review would be great.
5.5 if
5.
you really love us.
Yes.
You know you want to.
If it's like 100-star scale, leave us, don't leave us 5. Leave us like
$5 or
98.
5 stars and a wink.
Hey.
Yep. So, gentlemen, since we've been talking about beer, let's start talking about video games. And I thought
agree.
we'd do a little switcheroo with the run of show.
Sure.
Normally we get into the news right away, but I think we're going to have some meaty stuff to talk about. So
I like meat.
let's start nice and breezy, easy breezy, baby.
Yeah.
With what we've been playing.
Oh, yeah.
And Josh, I saw a picture of a PS5
Nah, dude.
that might have
I'm
been
blushing.
That might have been set up.
Yeah,
And possibly attached to a TV.
doesn't it
thought
look
it was a
stupid?
It does look.
Nah, I love my Sony PlayStation bullshit. I'm a fanboy, yeah. Fuck yeah. But man, that is a stupid looking console. And
You found a way to stand it up.
It looks
though.
better standing
Yeah.
up.
Oh yeah.
It's like 49 inches high, 69 inches wide. Not exactly. But it looks like the Milwaukee Museum of Art. If I'm sure all of you everywhere
Everybody
have
knows.
seen that.
You can find pictures online.
Google the Milwaukee Museum of Art and you'd be like,
It
oh.
doesn't really look like that.
Well, it's
but,
white and it goes up or some shit.
I mean,
Well, it doesn't have
Art
strings
Museum-
It
going
looks
to
like
the
it's
side
made by
yet.
Dyson.
I guess it does look like it looks like some sort of Dyson air purifier.
Some weird fan. Or
Tyson
something, yeah.
chicken nuggets.
Or a Tyson chicken nugget.
Do you remember the guy from the Dyson commercials? By the way, like this elegant vacuum.
6 times the power of
Donnie
gravity.
Dyson.
Oh yes, Miles Dyson.
Miles,
yeah.
is that his actual name?
Miles Dyson.
So I was playing Miles Morales.
Segue, great.
Yes, nicely done, Tom. I knew you were
So
planning that.
you played that on PS4.
I have not.
Oh, you hadn't? Okay.
I actually just picked it up during Black Friday. Luckily, the Sony PlayStation 5, as I like to call it. The cool, like that's what all the rebels are calling it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and bandanas
In some parts
on
of
their
the world,
heads.
yeah.
But
So
yeah,
everyone in Mexico and Spain and
dude,
parts of
that's
South Africa.
not right.
South
That's
America?
no, just everywhere. Everyone is calling it that.
Some people don't really have a choice. Oh, it's okay though.
Yeah, Miles Morales.
So yeah, Miles and his Morales. A lot of PlayStation 4 games recent come with the PS5 free upgrade, which is super radical, as it should be.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's fun. It's just pretty much exactly like the other Spider-Man, just more, which is what I want because that game is great. Good times, swinging
Yes.
and dinging. He definitely has a different swing, if you know what I'm saying. He looks a little more sloppy on his swings.
He's a newer Spider-Man.
He's a child Spider-Man.
He's coming to terms with the powers.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
just started it and looking forward to that. And glad I held out. I can play God of War on PS5.
Yep.
Good choice, by the way. That's probably how I'll play it.
Dude. And the fact that it's really awesome that, they have that, hey, man, here's your PlayStation 4 greatest hits on your PS5. And it's like 16, or it's like 20 games. And
Yep.
a lot of them are really fucking good.
They
Like,
are the greatest
really
hits.
good.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
look forward to playing Devil May Cry 5 on the PS5 because I hear the haptic is just sick
Nice.
as shit.
and I wonder if that has an upgrade because I did
It
buy
does.
that.
It does,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. I did buy that on PS4.
I think it's like $10
haven't-
though.
Did you get the PS5 Guardians of the Galaxy?
I got the PS4, which comes with the PS5 upgrade.
it
I'm
does?
pretty
Okay.
sure.
I'm gonna have to borrow
I did
that.
look that up.
When you're done with it.
I've not started it.
Okay.
I got it for a present for the girlfriend because she likes Marvel shit.
Okay. I guess I'll allow it. Whatever. Well, when she's done with it,
Yeah. Well, she'll beat that game
after
in a day.
400%ing it.
Yeah. She's working on her 100%ing God of War. She's already beat it before.
She's already got 100% of that, I thought.
I'm like, I got all these other really good games that I wish I had time to play that you should start or try.
A very good trivia partner, by the way, that Mrs. Josh. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. Came in almost
She
second.
knew her
last night.
sports, right?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we have trivia night, the Drafty Cellar in Watertown, Wisconsin. If you're not doing anything on Tuesday, plug yourself in.
It was a lot of fun.
For your Riddler moments and your questionable questions and your
questionable
brain
questions.
activities. Brain Scan. I watched the movie Brain Scan for my first time.
I have no idea.
On the
what fuck that is.
PS5?
No. I streamed it on the PS4 on Tubi because Tubi's pretty rad.
Tubi.
I've heard
Tubi has
good
lots
things
of like
about it.
oddball
That's what I call
movies.
my wiener.
Well, me too, but I don't tell you that.
Is it movies with ads?
Yeah.
Like Crackle?
There's ads, but not a lot, like one or two.
Okay.
No, actually, you might. I was going to, and then I found out it was on YouTube. So it's on YouTube, free watch.
Okay.
And it's Edward Furlong's fifth greatest. But no, it's actually awesome. It's a movie that should be discussed when you think about those old horror films like in the 90s. Like, it should be thrown in there in that category. It's better than Candyman by far. It's actually really fun.
Okay.
Have you seen this, Tom?
I have not. I've
So,
heard of it, but
man,
yeah.
it is goofy, fun, violent, and it is video game related.
Okay.
Welcome to Brain Scan. You plug it in your thing, and it comes on a disc. And back then they didn't have DVDs, so it must have been some kind of Sega CD add-on or some shit.
Interesting.
But it's like play it, and like it's actually a really cool concept.
It's in our zone.
It's a game where like you get sucked in, and it's like, oh, it's virtual reality. No, it's like you're in this world all of a sudden, and you are killing a motherfucker.
Okay.
And then you get out and you're like, oh, I killed that guy. And then you get put in a whole predicament. And he's always like, oh, man, I wish Terminator 2 was here to help me. Because Edward Furlong. But no, it's a fun movie.
Brain Scan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brain Scan.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Comes with the Josh certified fresh.
Yeah.
Certified Josh.
I've been wanting to watch that for a long time. I'm glad I finally did. It's fun.
I'm happy for you.
It's like bad good.
I'm also happy
But it's good.
that you actually played a video game. I think we should just end the podcast right now because
I also I played a few runs of Nickelodeon All Stars.
oh, you did?
Yeah.
What? I heard that game is awful.
I hear it's really bad.
It's actually a lot like. You ever play that one game on Nintendo?
Super Smash Brothers?
Yeah. It's very similar. Very similar. I don't think that game's that great either.
Well,
sorry, guys. I'd play it still, though.
So, yeah,
it's good.
Sometimes games don't have to be good to be great.
It's a party game that people have co-opted into being a professional fighting
Honestly,
game.
I don't see how that's much better. Because I played it and it's like the same. It's the exact same mechanical skill. Like bash, bash, bash. Here's a projectile. Oh, I can't float to the edge of the thing. It's like I don't know what the replayability is.
You just wanted to be a ninja turtle.
I had to try. Oh no, it's got Powdered Toast Man, Ren and Stimpy. It's got some fun characters.
Yeah.
What? It's got fucking Garfield in it.
Oh,
he eats lasagna.
So does it have Mark Summers from Double Dare?
We could work on this. We should send some letters.
Yeah.
No, I mean it was some of it was actually shitty. I'm sure if I played it a little more, it'd get better.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean that's how I kind of felt about Super Smash Bros. Too, though, and that looks definitely more crisp and pretty. But it's the same exact game. It really is.
Okay.
I guess it's all in the finesse, baby.
Yeah. It's no PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale or whatever the fuck that was.
I liked that game.
That wasn't bad.
I think I own it still.
I never played it.
I picked it up when it was cheap.
It's really not bad.
You people.
Tom, fuck you. It wasn't bad.
It's really not
Hey,
bad.
everybody, PlayStation Battlestar All-Star Battle Royale is not a bad game.
Jesus. Josh, have you played anything else? Is that it?
I installed some games, but I don't want to talk about that.
You got to play them.
All right.
Yeah, it takes like 17 hours.
How do you like the controller for the
It's
PS5?
bigger. I don't know if that's actually a good thing, but
I like it bigger.
yeah, you do.
I like it bigger.
Oh, so
It feels good.
whatever. I mean,
good
I
feeling
could play on
controller.
any controller. I ain't no bitch.
Yeah, I'm just talking about like the haptic feedbacks and the
Oh, the
bells
detail
and
and
whistles
like yeah,
that it has.
the high definition rumble or whatever you want to call it nowadays.
It's got some pretty good rumble.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
Yeah, my girlfriend noticed the rumble really right away. She's like, "Oh."
Hey.
Actually, that's probably exactly what she said was, "Oh."
Ooh la.
Very good. Very good. All right, Dylan. You been playing games at all, or are you just kind of chilling out?
I mean, I play quite a few. I'm a Game Pass feed.
Do not.
Well, I actually haven't for like the past 3 days. Something like that.
What day
You
is
call
it?
yourself a podcaster?
Yeah, clearly. I've been playing a lot of Nobody Saves the World by Drinkbox Games, the guys who did Guacamelee, Severed, and what's the other one they fucking did?
I just know Guacamelee off the top of my head,
Severed is
which I
really
liked
good
a
too.
lot. Those games are really good.
This game is fucking fun. This game is really good, very funny, pretty stylish, a great leveling system. It's like a Legend of Zelda if you didn't focus on doing puzzles and it was just facing swarms of enemies and comparing abilities to kind of get through hordes and hordes of these creatures and enemies.
Okay.
It's a ton of fun. You're this guy named Nobody who wakes up and he gets this magic wand that can transform him into multiple classes, which could be anything from an egg, a rat, a bodybuilder.
Okay.
And then there's the traditional ones like rogue and like knight or guard is what he's called. And as you move along within this, you're going into these dungeons and you're collecting like gems and upgrade points, and it's just hyper pleasant. It's not a game. First of all, you like a good podcast game.
I do.
This is podcast game of the century, in
Okay.
my opinion. The music is a little repetitive, so you can just turn that shit right off.
Right.
It won't matter. Everything's visual. So,
Speaking my language.
yeah, it's really good. It's free on Game Pass. Free. We put that in quotes.
Right.
But I'm in love with it. I'm maybe 3/4 of the way through. It's only it's got to be like a 20-hour game at most, if anything. And I've just been having a dang hell of a time with it.
Great, man. Yeah,
I'm
I'll have to check it out.
jealous.
I've heard pretty good things about it, and I know you texted everybody like, you got to play this.
You do.
I'm like, wow.
I think
All right.
the fact that it's on there, I think based on like visuals alone, people might be like, I don't know, because sometimes you see things on Game Pass and you're like, I might give that a shot, but look at how fucking dumb that thumbnail looks. Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be fooled by this thumbnail. Even if you think it looks bad, just absolutely do it. It plays completely different than anything I
Than any
think I've
thumbnail you've
in a while.
played?
Thumbnail
It's
simulator.
almost like a Diablo. That is also a good comparison.
Diablo's a great podcast game. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's like the console version of Diablo. Everything's mapped to the 4 buttons, and you can swap things out and gain passive abilities. It's a lot of fun. Otherwise, I'm playing my game I like to fall asleep to these days is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Okay.
Which I had bought several months back and only got through like the first crime or the first trial. And this game is fucking good. It's really good if I can stay awake long enough.
I need a game like that.
It's really good. It's
A game I can fall asleep to.
the great thing about it is that it takes place in like the early 1900s in Europe. So like the rules of law are different, and it's really nice to kind of figure out what's going on there.
Okay.
Also, there's like some real like socio-political statements they're making, because you are a Japanese guy and you get framed for a murder, and you basically have to prove your own innocence in court. And by doing so, people start thinking of you as an attorney, because you don't technically have to have a license.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And so he eventually just starts taking on cases, but he's this really nervous guy who's really unsure of himself, and he's just sweating all the time in the courtrooms and
beautiful.
constantly fucking up and making mistakes. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I recommend that to anyone. And frankly, get it physical, because from what I understand, this is about to become a very rare video game.
Interesting. And what's it called again? Ace.
The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Okay. Is he still Ace Attorney? Or
It's
or is it
his
still Ace?
great grandfather, or it's his great grandfather or something like that.
Okay.
Who first became like a lawyer. So it's implied, but I think so.
Okay.
I just know that Ace is from a family of lawyers, because I played those games too. So
Gotcha.
I would imagine so. I don't know.
Right on.
It's a lot of fun. I think it's better than the Ace Attorney games, if that means anything to anyone.
You've heard it here.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me.
They're also sequels, but they're prequels. So, you know.
Yeah. I have
How about
to try
you,
one.
Thomas?
I've been playing, still playing Tales of Arise on the
Tell me
Xbox.
more about this.
So it is a Tales game. They took some time off to revamp.
Tell me, can you do Demon Fang?
Not yet. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's
No.
like the basic attack.
I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe I got Upward Swallow and
What the fuck are you guys talking about here?
okay, it's Tales.
RPG. It's a JRPG.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. So the Tales games were a big series from Namco. They had a studio basically just dedicated to pumping these things out like one every 2 years.
a while,
and
yeah.
very formulaic, but they were good entries. There were some that borderlined on great, I think, like actually were great. And they got a little
which
old.
Which ones do you think are? Because I've got opinions as well.
Well, I haven't played a lot of them, so I liked obviously Symphonia.
I think everyone likes Symphonia.
That was kind of everyone's, I think, first real
was
exposure. You know, mine too. And then I went on to Zillia, and I did like that one a
one
lot,
was
but never
kinda
did
boring.
Zillia 2. Oh, really?
I thought the story was really boring.
Okay.
I think that was I think the biggest crime too is that it didn't have like you had to choose the locations. You couldn't like walk to them.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
kind of like one of those. It wasn't like a world map that
Sure.
you could explore. I'm an exploration guy, so
Yeah. But, you know, a lot of these games just had, like I said, they were very formulaic. They kind of followed the same structure, I would say. So this one, I mean, you wake up, you start the game with a guy. I think one of the first lines, somebody comes up to you and says, "I know you have amnesia and don't remember where you came from."
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So they're kind of like playing into the whole trope, but it looks really nice, and the conversation systems, because the games are kind of built on having inter-party like conversations as you're walking around. The way they do them and have updated those is, fairly decent. I think
You don't have to watch two still images talk to each other.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
They do like just not pans, but they'll have like one side of the screen gets cut in half, and then you see them talking to each other,
screen,
and then another wipe happens and
someone else is there.
It continues. Yeah.
That's not so bad.
So it's not bad. Voice acting's all right. I don't know. It's not blowing my socks off, but I am enjoying playing it. But I don't have the just that super desire, like, I can't wait to get off of work so I can play fucking Tales of Arise. So
you got to let me borrow it when you're done, because I'm really curious about.
Yeah, maybe it gets better. I'm not sure, but it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, and it does. I'm so glad they took some time off to bring the game up.
What was the last one? Tales of Berseria?
I think that sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how I could keep up with that.
There were so many.
I remember the dumbest stuff, dude. I swear to God, my life is just like a I'm a.
That's
big,
what I like about you, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big toilet.
Toilet.
I'm a big toilet for dumb knowledge,
As
and
long
the big
as I'm
dumb
the boy
knowledge
that
is
can
big
flush you.
turds.
Yep. So in between that,
And P is hatred.
P is hatred. I have been playing some PS5 as well, and I've been replaying the Uncharted Lost Legacy, and now.
Oh, really?
With the upgrade.
Yeah, I heard about this.
That just came out for Uncharted 4. I think it's called the Legacy of Thieves or something collection.
Yep, that sounds
you
right.
get Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy in the package. So this, I had the...
Wait, it doesn't have the Nathan Drake?
No, it's just the two.
Are you kidding me?
They brought those up to the PS...
PS4 is free on PS Plus.
They could have done it.
The Drakels.
So this one had the $10 upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
I have the physical version of Lost Legacy, and
Uncharted 4 is free in that package, isn't it?
it should be, yeah.
Yeah.
But not the
eyeballing
PS5
that too.
version, the remastered. No.
Really?
So I paid $10 to get the upgraded version of Lost Legacy, and I think I didn't check it out to confirm it, but I think you also get Uncharted 4 in the package for that. Even if you don't have like the disc game.
Yeah.
So I've been playing that.
You like those games though.
I do.
Can you?
I think Lost Legacy is better than Uncharted 4.
Oh, I bet they learned a lot from Uncharted 4.
Yeah. Have you played it at all? Or?
No, I haven't touched it.
You should check it out.
I will definitely play it once I have a PS5, but I don't want no more load screens, baby.
Yeah.
No more.
Some of those, yeah.
On
the PS4, some of those
and the
loads
sounds
were,
my PS4 made when I first played that.
like it was going to take off.
Not okay. And this was
Aircraft carrier.
It was like 2015 when that came out.
Yeah, 15, 16.
Yeah, 16. It was 2016.
Yeah.
I just couldn't handle it. I'm like, my TV's not loud enough for this. I don't have a surround sound.
Jesus.
You're
not wrong. Yeah.
I mean, I'll definitely play it. I had played a little bit of Control as well because I got tired of doing Halo Infinite, and all I could think about was how Control is just a better Uncharted game.
Oh, okay.
I think it's all about style.
They play similarly. I thought Control, at first when I played it, I'm like, oh, this feels a little janky to me.
Yeah.
At least some of the way Jesse moved.
Oh, but so does.
But
Nathan
then I
Drake.
got used to it, and then I'm like, this isn't janky at all. This is actually really, really good. But yeah, you're right. There is a little bit of jank. The game, the PS5 version, looks fucking great. It runs at 60 frames a second now, HDR,
There's
all 4K.
There's like no uncanny valley because I know when they up-res things, when it looked a certain way before, sometimes it can make things look a little off or different. Does everything look pretty solid still?
It was a really good looking game to begin with.
Yeah.
So I think
yeah.
I mean, it had a PS4 Pro version of the game.
Sure.
Yeah, man, Naughty Dog knows how to just even make like facial animations. You can see the nuance. And the character, Chloe, I think she's fucking fantastic. So
I liked her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you, Tom?
Yeah. So check that out. And also, I don't know, probably the game I've been playing every day, Wordle. Have you guys been, have you jumped on the Wordle man train?
I can't bring myself into it.
Oh, no?
I mean, I should. It's a browser game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. It seems fun. I just don't. I wouldn't think to do it.
It's the social aspects of the game, I think, that are really its secret sauce.
Oh God, yuck.
Yeah, you know, it's...
I don't know anything about it except it's got like green things.
Okay.
Wow.
There you go. There you go. And you're right.
Holy
yes.
shit.
So
I know nothing about it. Except the Homer Simpson meme with green things.
My girlfriend is obsessed with it now, and I play with the guys that I work with every morning. It's like, you know, going to the break room to get a cup of coffee. Instead, we just go all do the Wordle for the day and tell each other how many tries did it take you. So, you know, the conceit of the game is you have to
No, nothing.
6 tries to guess a 5-letter word. Okay, and every you know, you type in a word to start out with, and then if one of the letters is in the word, it'll turn yellow. If one of those letters is in the right spot, it'll be green.
So it like locks in. Oh, that's fun. That actually sounds like you're the first one to actually explain this to me in a way that actually makes sense.
Oh, it's easy.
Nobody's tried to explain it to me. I never asked anybody.
Yeah.
When did this come out? Like
but the trick is, everybody gets the same word.
Okay.
Every day. You can only play once a day. So yeah. So that's why if you're on Twitter, people are fucking posting these.
Who made this
like,
shit? Is this Google?
No, one dude. His name's like John Wardle.
John Wordle.
His name is actually Wardle. Yeah.
Wardle, yeah.
That's what
he made it for his friend.
Yeah. Or he made
Obsessed with yourself a little bit much, John?
Yeah.
I read that much.
Yep.
And I don't know anything else. I heard that on other podcasts. So
it came out last year, and I think New York Times just bought it for $1 million or low 7 figures.
Tom, what are we doing? Making a podcast. Tom, you and I think we could develop a dumb fuck video game and just
this
sell
sounds
it.
like something that's already existed.
Go ahead, don't play it. And in fact, it might be behind a paywall at some point. I don't know. Now that New York Times bought it, but
I ain't got time for that shit.
Check it out.
Miles Morales is asking where I'm at.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh.
That's pretty much what I've been playing.
It's time to tap in with the HyperX Quadcast S microphone. The stunning HyperX Quadcast S features dynamic, customizable RGB lighting, a convenient tap-to-mute sensor, and 4 selectable polar patterns, so it can broadcast crystal clear audio, whether you're gaming, streaming, podcasting, or impressing your remote colleagues and classmates. So what are you waiting for? Join the Quad Squad and tap in today with the HyperX Quadcast S microphone.
All right, so here we go. Guys, this might be one of the last most news-numpy episodes of my existence here on this podcast.
This is maybe the biggest entertainment thing that's happened in forever, though, too.
Quit dumping, Tom, and let's talk.
Yes, Dylan, you're correct. Wow. So literally the day after we recorded our last episode, as seems to be the way of the world when it comes to podcasts, quite possibly the biggest news of the last few years dropped. Not sure if you guys heard. Sounds like Dylan might have an inkling. But Microsoft announced its intention to acquire Activision Blizzard in a deal worth an estimated, how much, Josh?
$8.
$8 How about $68.7
$68? Shit, fuck. I'm not paying that.
billion dollars.
Billion's a fake number.
Disney bought Lucasfilm for like $7 billion. To put this into perspective.
That was 4.5.
Are you fucking kidding me? I thought it was way more than. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
everybody buy a game company. It's gonna be a thing.
Yeah. So if allowed
it's
to go,
the 90s, man.
If allowed to go through, it
probably will.
This will need to be vetted by government regulatory bodies, including the FTC, which just announced that it will be investigating the deal.
What's going on?
or scrutinizing it. The deal will be one of the biggest acquisitions in terms of dollar amount in the history of the video game industry.
Wow. Yeah.
In fact, it is the biggest.
It's the biggest
video game.
What about
It's the biggest in entertainment history.
It's not, but it's close.
What's the bigger one?
Oh, you've done this research, Tom.
I have. Jeez, guys. So it's funny because on our last episode, we talked about the previous largest acquisition in video game history when Take-Two bought Zynga, but that was that Monday. And Tuesday came and was like, oh, fuck you. I got something to say to you guys. Fuck that Zynga thing, because this is like 5 times that. So fuck you. This acquisition is actually equivalent to the video game industry's next biggest 14 acquisitions combined.
Wow.
Microsoft rumoredly is paying a 40% premium on top of Activision's stock price, and it is the biggest acquisition in Microsoft's history, and rumoredly spent half of Microsoft's available cash reserves. And Dylan, to answer your question, it ranks 3rd on the list of biggest entertainment acquisitions of all time, behind AT&T acquiring Time Warner for $80 billion.
Yeah, I should have.
And Disney buying 21st Century Fox for $71.3 billion.
That's it. I would have bought that shit.
I know. You like your Fox. You like your Simpsons.
I
we
love
just
Fox
go out and take a
News,
look?
man. It's great. Hilarious.
The deal is expected to close by June 2023 at the end of that fiscal year for Microsoft. But,
Oh, Christ.
gentlemen, let's get into the meat of what this means for the games. You know, since this news is already 2 weeks old, okay, sorry, got a little late to the table here, and a lot has already been discussed in Armchair Quarterback many, many times by everyone and their mothers in the webosphere of hot takes. Thankfully for us, this also means that we've had the luxury of having access to additional information, time to gain perspective, react to comments and reactions from Microsoft and Activision Blizzard through the last couple weeks and the industry at large since the news dropped. So I'm just going to go down some major bullet points, guys, here, while Josh starts preparing the next delicious beer. I believe it's a cheesecake beer.
It's a mango.
Cheesecake, but it smells
A
like
beer
sweet corn.
worthy of an acquisition to my belly. So yeah, I'd just like to go through some of these bullet points and hoping we can have a discussion about any or all of these as we go. So stop me if you have any comments and want to discuss anything further.
You could buy a country with the amount of money they bought. Why would you?
It's literally bigger than the GDP of a lot of countries.
Can I just buy why can't I buy a country? Seems like something I should aspire to.
You know, you really dropped the ball there, Dylan.
I would go live there. I mean, maybe, depending on
Which
I
one?
where
would
it
be a
is.
dictator. I would rule from the shadows.
I can't do
much like
cold.
Dr. Doom. Well,
I
no,
can't do
actually,
cold.
I'd be like, I would basically be Dr. Doom. No, let's not make this happen.
Dr. D.
Yeah. Before we get to the bullet points, Josh, why don't you describe this beer that we are about to
This
drink?
beer, in all bullet point form and shape, is the mango key lime cheesecake incident from our friends at Eagle Park out of Milwaukee. Sunny, beautiful, warm Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Where our boy Bradley is right now.
Yeah, I know
Yes.
Brad. Do you guys know Brad?
Brad,
No.
we miss you. He's slinging these beers as we speak, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant a different Brad. I'm sorry.
So we'll see how this one held up. This one's been in my cooler for maybe a year. It's
Yeah.
So sour ale brewed with mango puree, lime puree, graham cracker, and cheesecake flavoring. Whether it's not real cheesecake or fake, I don't
It's held
care.
up nice.
Yeah, it does. It's
not too, like,
and it
thick.
helps me because I actually have a few other cheesecake incidents from probably a year ago in my fridge.
Probably time to drink those incidents
Or we're
before
gonna
it
have
becomes
an
an
incident.
incident.
Yeah, you got All right,
What's that?
Activision Blizzard, Microsoft bought them. Here we go. Bullet points. First
Not
and foremost,
true. None of it's true.
Josh, this means that Call of Duty will now be.
Bulletstorm.
Can I talk now?
Yes, that is also a video game.
Wrong company. This means that Call of Duty will now be under Microsoft's roof and will be coming to Game Pass. The annual franchise remains the best-selling video game year after year. As of now, it is not known whether the series or aspects of the series, such as the multiplayer-focused Warzone, will ultimately remain multi-platform, i.e. PlayStation, basically. A few days after the deal, Phil Spencer, who also had a title change with this acquisition from head of Xbox to CEO of Microsoft Gaming, he tweeted that he had a meeting with Sony and he wrote, quote, Had good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry, and we value our relationship. So,
I smell some tugging, Tom.
So he did say desire to honor all existing agreements.
So was that 3 years?
Like when they got Bethesda and they were like, there's still going to be Bethesda games on the PlayStation.
And then 6 months later, actually.
Wasn't there some games that were like
you're going to
exclusive?
To play. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's
From
the deal with
Bethesda.
those?
So like Deathloop, for instance.
Was okay.
That was in development as a PlayStation exclusive before Microsoft bought them, and they honored that. I guarantee you that will be on Game Pass next year. It's going to be like probably a year.
Fuck.
And everyone should play the fucking game.
I wish I could.
Jason Schreier at Bloomberg reported late last week that at least Call of Duty 2022 and 2023 will for sure be on PS5, apparently honoring their existing contracts.
Oh no, they'll make money off of that though.
But
yeah, they will.
yeah, absolutely. But future releases on Sony systems are not set in stone. But a lot of the groupthink is like they already have the Warzone. They already have Warzone, which is like just the multiplayer component, like a live service.
People still like Warzone.
Oh, people play the fuck out of it. I see that.
I've never played it.
I see that staying multi-platform. It's on.
It's going. I think it actually makes sense because a lot of what that is it's games as a service, and it's also much like Fortnite. Like it's all baubles and goo goos and gagas that you can fucking spend
microtransaction
extra,
game, right?
And then they're probably going to have to work out a deal where it's like, well, Sony gets a cut here, Microsoft gets a cut there. And then they kind of like, because I honestly believe, and I truly do, that Call of Duties will still come to Sony. I think that Xbox knows the position that they're in, but they also have proven that even with their competitors, they just want games to go to places.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Spencer seems like a dude who just really likes video games being in people's hands.
Or do you think it's just that
that's
they
their
want
whole
control of it?
Well, I mean, like, look at Ori, though. Like, early on, when they did, like, Ori, like, the Blind Force, back when Microsoft was, like, the huge underdog that could not get shit done in the video game market.
Sports, TV, sports.
Exactly. I fully believe that if the Nintendo Switch were more powerful, they'd put Gears of War on it. I know they would try.
Oh, absolutely. Or put the xCloud on there.
Yeah, I mean...
were they trying to work on something, or is that a rumor that they're trying to do Game Pass on Switch or something? Or just something some people are just fucking for?
We'll talk about that in a little bit. But you're right. Yeah, I think Microsoft's desire is... They want you to fucking buy Game Pass.
They want Game Pass on PlayStation.
They do.
Game Pass it's much more of a value for not just the gamer, but it is also a way to ensure, not through direct sale, that the people who put that get their games on there are getting paid a good amount. It's also the thing I love about Game Pass is that it makes sure that certain games actually get made, because there are niche games on
some of those indie
Game Pass.
games.
Yeah, exactly.
Support.
Yeah,
they
need support.
Games that people would probably just gloss over if you had to pay any money for them on Steam.
Yeah,
but if you play, you go, oh shit! Like Rocket League was a free game,
or like Unpacking. Like Jesus Christ, I wasn't a fan, but a lot of people fucking liked it.
A lot of people like that game. I have not played it.
Yeah, I hate it. It's like I could actually just reorganize my fucking house if I want to do that.
You're right. So rumoredly, Call of Duty devs within Activision have also indicated that they would really like to take a break from the yearly cadence of the annual Call of Duty releases.
Oh, please God, give us something.
But what
with
about
substance.
this year's?
Well, it's already out.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's good.
Vanguard?
It's going to be
really. Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's out.
It's going to be a while.
In a long time.
It's going to be a while before this deal closes, obviously. So as of...
Maybe they'll let them do something else in the meantime.
We'll see, because, Dylan, bullet point number 2.
Shit, no. We're on 2?
Along with Blizzard, the acquisition also means Microsoft will be adding an additional 8 studios to its list of first-party developers.
Yes, sir.
Most of which either make Call of Duty games or have been relegated
Game Pass
to
is going to go up $1, isn't it?
Call of Duty supports. God damn it. Or they've been regulated to Call of Duty support studio status. The studios are Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, Treyarch, Raven Software, right down the road, baby.
Hey, baby.
High Moon Studios, Beanox, Toys for Bob, and
Beanox.
we cannot
for Bob, really?
and we cannot forget
Spyro,
absolutely. Spyro,
Crash.
did they do Crash 4? Or was that?
Yeah.
One of these guys did that.
Yeah, no.
And-
Activision owns Crash.
Yep. And we can't forget, they also get King Games. So the mobile game maker. So
Peggle?
Candy Crush.
Ugh. Okay, yeah, fine.
Fruit Ninja?
I mean, it means something. It does.
Yeah. Words with Friends. Shit like that.
The shit,
Wordle.
the shit that everyone's mom plays on the toilet.
Wordle.
The shit that makes
Everyone's
bank.
mom plays in the toilets.
We don't play it. But yeah, it's a good toilet game. I crush that candy on the toilet. But I don't think we can understate.
I use my butt to do it. but-
Yes. Both cheeks.
I don't think we can understate how much
That's a
is a
huge-
boon. At least,
they're not going to, let's be clear, they're not going to turn profit for probably 7 years.
Can I see the analytics?
By
back that up?
by my numbers, 5.5.
I honestly do believe that's true, though. Like, I think the idea, I heard one person say it because just the mere purchasing of this. I mean, I know Microsoft, the thing that Microsoft has over Sony is that Microsoft has a lot more shit going on for them aside from just video games.
Oh, yeah.
So they automatically get a one up because Sony deals,
By shit, you mean like, hey, we have a cloud service. We have Microsoft Office,
Yeah, they have
shit
all
that
this.
just
They
prints
have the
money.
suites. They have.
Yeah.
They develop software. And it's more than just
Yes.
the
Dude,
the video
Sony
game
Vio,
market.
man. Is that still
Yeah,
a thing?
sure, everyone
Is that
loves
still
that.
a thing?
Right.
But what does Sony have?
I don't know.
Movies,
Those were
TV,
good PCs and stuff.
Movies.
movie.
They used to do TV. Remember when that was?
They
the thing?
still do. Yeah.
Televisions?
But
Sony's
PlayStation is
really
by
has
far their
service.
cash cow. Like that is
Yeah.
where they make the majority of their money.
And this does not bode well for Sony in terms of the fact that I have. If you told me when I was even like 24, I was 24 when the PlayStation 4 came out. Mm-hmm. No, I was
Jeez, you're
23.
just a
sorry.
baby.
Little baby
You're just
guy
a
here.
pup.
Yeah.
I was absolutely a small boy.
All right, gather this information.
When you had told me, if you had told me that in the future I would not want a PS5, I would have been like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I would have been angry at me.
I'm angry at you.
Why the fuck do I need that? Why? Give me one good reason.
Uncharted, Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn,
Those are all going to be on
PC.
the 4 too.
Well, yeah.
I think Horizon's going to be great.
I just need.
I'm looking forward to
you
it.
really gotta weasel me in with
New God of
exclusives,
War.
the only
Well,
way.
I mean, that PS4.
No, I hear you.
Ragnarok is going to be on PS4, by the way.
PS4's exclusives were still a mountain to the top of Everest, and Xbox was to the ocean. Like 2 years ago.
Times have really fucking changed.
But now it's if you take
There's no
if they
competition
do a
anymore.
Ghost of Tsushima.
I want to play that.
You know,
stuff.
they PlayStation's still a gazillion miles up there. And
Yeah.
who knows what else they put out?
It's true.
They might
They'd
put
still
out.
sell
They
more.
They might even take it to another level and be like, yeah, you guys thought we were like back there. They might be like, oh well, look at this big old dick.
Right.
You know.
I need to see that dick sooner rather than later because.
Well, if it comes out, it comes out though, and you see like, oh, look at that shiny Death Stranding dick.
That is a game I want to play. No, it's not a game I want to play.
What
So-
about Death Stranding on the moon? You know.
So
I don't think like this is enough yet, but it's a huge fucking move. But you do the math. PlayStation was 100 to 1, in my opinion, in exclusives.
They definitely had the
at one point, yeah.
Yeah, the
Sure.
PS4.
Yeah, Xbox
was
had
the system
Halo,
to own.
like Gears of War,
Last
and Forza.
generation.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bethesda was a scary enough acquisition.
Yep.
I really with this one now they've if it goes through, let's also give it that caveat.
Right.
They will have powerhouse status that I can't even fucking imagine. Because
Call of Duty.
Well, it's not even like Call of Duty. I mean, it is a lot of stuff like that, but then you have every single thing that used to be kind of a PlayStation thing on the Xbox exclusively.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot is now...
which wasn't anything on PS4. I have it. It sucks. And I like that game.
But it's a thought that it's just kind of funny. Like, yeah, okay, we got Spire.
Are they going to do anything with Crash Bandicoot 6?
It still has name brand recognition.
Yeah.
There was a rumor floating around that Microsoft would acquire Sega at one point as well.
Oh, yeah, that's always been kind of floating out there.
Which I think that if Sony is intelligent, they need to start sweeping up studios real quick.
Well, we will talk about that in our next news story. But, okay, so Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, Raven, woo-woo, High Moon, Beanox, Toys for Bob, and King. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to seeing if Microsoft releases some of these studios who were once great and probably still are. You know, I'm sure a lot of people have moved on. You know, a lot of these studios who were once great, who had just been kind of fucking like chained and shackled to feeding the Call of Duty beast every year, to actually go make their own games or maybe use some of the IP, which we'll talk about in the next bullet point. Raven is a fantastic studio. Fucking fantastic.
How good are they?
Can you give me a game they make? Because I know
they did like a Wolverine Origins game. They did
okay. I think
the Dark Alliance. They did Singularity back in the day. I mean, they fucking ruled the PC space. Like they were with.
Did they do Neverwinter?
No, that was BioWare.
Okay,
yeah. Toys for Bob, you know, Spyro, Crash, High Moon Studios. They made Transformer, like some pretty good Transformer games that I never played.
Oh, the War for Cybertron?
Yeah.
That one's actually supposed to be really good. I played a demo of it once. But
And Treyarch, fucking A, man. Like, I still have a bunch of Treyarch games from back in the day. So, yeah, I don't know. I would love to see some of these guys, and especially, you know, like I said, Raven, you know, just being a Wisconsin studio who's been in the news lately as well with trying their QA team trying to unionize and take the first steps of at least attempting to do that. They've been on strike against Activision, neither here nor there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing if some of these developers are allowed to do their thing, which I'm pretty sure they will be. This
is such like weird news anyway, because
there's so much to fucking process.
Well, it's not even like the movies anymore. And with movies, even now, like you can pump out a movie in less than a year. Yeah. Even something big like Spider-Man, you can get that done in a year pretty easily. You have the right size team, whatever. Now, but with video games, it's only exponentially getting harder for them to make these games because when you're trying to imitate life, you've got to really imitate it. You're not just filming something that exists.
Right.
So all of these things, it's going to evolve. It'll be interesting to see, but what do you mean? Wait, how long? What does this actually mean to anyone in the here and now moment?
The here and now, not a lot.
The only thing anyone cares about is like fanboys would be like, oh no, Sony sucks balls, and that's all I see on Facebook. And then
you need new friends.
No, that's true. That's accurate. This is what I'm reading
from
fuckers. Did you just say he
needs new friends?
Yeah,
I agree.
No, it's not my friends. It's the internet. It's everybody. It's everybody on the internet talking shit about fanboys.
Stop fucking looking at it.
Not that I care. I'm just saying that's what they're saying.
I am so polyamorous with my video games. Like I'll always have a soft spot for Nintendo, but I'll go to the swingers club with Nintendo and be with like Sony and Microsoft. Yeah. I don't give a shit. Like it's like where
put the gimp ball in Sony's mouth.
I go, where the game's at?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I give a fuck about. That's all I've ever given a fuck about, or the video games themselves. Like the systems it's interesting, but it's the vessel that contains the soul.
It's true.
Yeah.
Maybe
that was a little too profound for what I meant, but
I mean, no, I totally understand what you're saying.
You're taking what I say out of context. I'm just saying this is what the world is saying, not me. With these sales, it's just one.
You should hear what they're saying about the vaccines.
Oh, jeez. It's one shit talking fanboy to the next, and it's like, you got time to actually say this shit? Shouldn't you be working a job or paying a bill or doing something or playing a video game right now?
You always have that. I mean, that facet of the internet will
But that's all that matters right now. That's all that's happening. It doesn't matter, but that's what's happening. It's the only thing. There's nothing announced. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah, it's a little silly because this is years down the pipeline.
People are overreacting.
Yeah, and also these companies are like bound by law to not be able to comment really on the acquisition. I mean, they can't influence stock prices, so you won't hear Microsoft or Activision really,
because I'm sure that's enforced.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You won't hear Phil Spencer saying like, "Yeah, well, when we take over, we're going to do this to that studio." Like that will.
It only works when you're Elon Musk, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Smoking weed.
So let's
let him hear that.
So let's go to some of the IPs that actually aren't Call of Duty or World of Warcraft, which was also in the deal. Obviously, Microsoft gets the IP that Activision has in its coffers that it no longer uses or hasn't used in a while. So I'll just run down a list here, and some of these got me a little excited, guys. I don't know.
Oh my.
We got Blur, Caesar, Call of Duty, I said that, Candy Crush, Crash Bandicoot, Diablo, DJ Hero, Empire Earth, Gabriel Knight.
Hero?
Make a fucking Gabriel Knight game. My favorite games.
Tom, it's not going to happen.
Oh,
what the fuck
wait,
is
no,
Gabriel Knight?
no.
It's not going to happen.
You just wait.
What's Gabriel Knight?
It's an adventure game from Sierra.
Pick and click.
Fucking make
a pick and click adventure.
I want you to know.
What?
I want you to know that
I'm going to crush your heart.
That Phil Spencer.
Why don't you leave the podcast?
You have to leave now. Sorry. No, somebody asked Phil Spencer in an interview, what game are you interested in seeing possibly after the acquisition?
Did he literally say Gabriel Knight?
No, he did not say Gabriel Knight. But he's like, I'm really interested in a lot of the games that I grew up with, such as King's Quest, which they also get Hexen. He name dropped fucking Hexen.
I've never played that.
A Raven Software
joint. That was 27 years ago.
Ooh, those were great years. Okay, so Gabriel Knight, Geometry Wars, Guitar Hero, Gun, Hearthstone.
Gun. We need a Gun sequel.
I've never played that, and a lot of people have said
really
that.
I own it on PlayStation 2.
It's fucking awesome.
Okay. Hexen,
Red Dead
fucking
Redemption.
Interstate 76. Oh, man, I love that.
Okay.
King's Quest, Lorabo Mysteries, Lost Vikings, Overwatch, Phantasmagoria, Pitfall, Police Quest.
Sure.
Pitfall.
Prototype, Quest for Glory, Singularity.
A lot of Pitfall games lately.
Maybe a gritty reboot of Pitfall is what we need.
Uncharted.
Maybe, yeah.
It's basically Uncharted.
Skylanders, Soldier of Fortune. You guys remember that shit?
Skylanders, yeah.
Soldier of Fortune.
No.
That was a game.
I almost.
That was also
like Wheel of Fortune with soldiers.
Yes, Vanna White. It's fucking like
you have
Sergeant
failed
Slaughter.
Me.
Yeah.
Kapow.
No, it was a shooter by Raven, and it was like one of the first games that you could play where you could do damage to specific limbs and like blow off.
Was that PS2 era?
Yes. No,
Okay.
it was pre PS2, but it would have. They probably had some games on PS1, actually. PS2. Anyways, almost done here. Space Quest, Spyro the Dragon, StarCraft, Tenchu, the legacy games, I guess. Time Shift, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, True Crime, World of Warcraft, and fucking Zork. So
it's a lot of stuff that hasn't existed for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. They got some pretty cool things that they could unearth. So this acquisition, Microsoft now effectively owns Halo, Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, and Call of Duty. So they have that in their chamber, no pun intended. I don't know. Are there any games on this list or any IPs that you would love besides Gun that you'd like to see?
Gun
resurrected, possibly?
Because there was a point right before I actually had a job in high school that I was playing, that I would only get a certain game every once in a while. Obviously, you got to ask Mom, and I'd be like, I want Gun. I want Gun for the game.
My son wants a gun.
And
He's 7.
I played that game through 3 times. I remember one of the NPCs' dialogue, and I sometimes still say it out loud.
That's awesome.
I go, "Don't let me die with my boots on."
Okay. It's amazing what sticks with you.
I know, because I just remember shooting someone on the riverboat and them saying that, and I'm like, idiot.
Oh my gosh.
I guess Prototype is a good one. I don't see that one coming back, really. I'm more interested in the fact that this was acquired, and I do think that Phil Spencer and the rest of the head of that team, they're going to I think they're going to let some freak flags fly. I think they want new IPs that people are going to recognize. And I think that's probably what they're going to go for, because you can lean on nostalgia, but no offense, man, nobody knows who Gabriel Knight is.
Do you think DJ Hero is going to come back with a laptop?
More people need to know who Gabriel Knight is.
19 out of 20 people.
Exactly. That's why he needs to come back.
And then people will be like, yes, Gabriel Knight. They'll be like, wow, this new Gabriel Knight game looks pretty great.
Dylan, my New Year's resolution for you is to go play a Gabriel Knight game immediately.
I'll fucking play it.
Fantastic
Where
stories.
Can I find it?
Steam.
Oh, you broke my PC.
Oh, God damn it. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I do like the Sierra licenses. You got Tim Schafer under your fucking roof now. Maybe give him King's Quest, the game that he competed against while he was at LucasArts, and they fucking hated because it would eat their lunch. Plus, they didn't like the fact that they didn't want to make games where you could just actually die out of nowhere in an adventure game. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, we don't need another DJ Hero.
No,
oh, sure, it's a different style now. It's just a laptop and a block of Molly. Is Molly still a thing?
Interstate 76 would be fucking awesome.
I don't even know what that is.
It is. I have the box over there.
World of Warcraft's pretty big.
It's a mech war.
Overwatch is still a thing too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Still play
Absolutely.
that shit.
Overwatch 2 is apparently in extreme development hell, so I don't trust Overwatch being a big thing in the future.
Well,
I think that was a flash in the pan, to be completely honest with you.
People played the shit out of that, though. I knew people that were like, that's all they played.
Oh, I did too. Believe me.
We'll find out.
I liked it.
A lot of stuff there. So, moving on, bullet point number 4, guys. Activision's embattled shitfucker CEO Bobby Kotick will stay on
Bobby
until the deal is done and will most likely exit as soon as the ink dries on a finalized acquisition. No doubt leaving the company with millions of dollars for being a filthy scumdouche CEO. I don't like him.
No.
I'm one of them. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you are technically.
Right?
You're a CEO.
I'm like a... Yeah.
Co-executive.
Multi-millionaire.
COO.
CEO.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see how the current investigations and lawsuits...
What's your life insurance look like?
$1 billion.
68.7 billion. Interesting.
How do you feel about marriage to a man?
To me specifically.
I've tried anything once.
Right.
No,
so
it's someone else.
It's going to be interesting to see how the current investigations and lawsuits leveraged against Activision Blizzard's like toxic culture of harassment. We talked about this with Joy from Jump and Shoot podcast in November. It'll be interesting to see how these play out in light of the acquisition. Will the investigations have less teeth? Will they be jettisoned? Will they continue? Will Microsoft quietly pay off just to settle everything? And also,
They'll do a lot of things.
Microsoft paid a lot of fucking money for a company in turmoil, which I'm sure that turmoil actually contributed to the ability for Microsoft to actually acquire Activision.
Do you think they were sneaky weasels slipping under the covers?
Well, I think it depreciated.
Winkies.
I think all the tribulations depreciated the stock price of Activision to a point where Phil went to Satya Nadella and said, like, hey, I think we could probably get these guys.
He's a smart man. I do like Phil Spencer. You shouldn't like CEOs because fuck people who make a ton of money, but I think he seems fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some cool people that make money.
Yeah, it's fine.
Phil seems like a cool dude. I think
I don't think they're worth idolizing, but he seems okay.
he's one of the few, like, I guess CEOs
Watch
now.
your back around these fuckers.
Like he grew up. He was a game developer, and so he knows the business and the fucking politics and shit. But he's a pretty savvy dude. I'd like to have a beer with the guy.
Pick his brain. Yeah.
Okay, so the stock depreciated to a point where it probably looked attractive to them, but it's going to take a lot of additional money and effort, employee purges, and time.
Yep.
To turn the toxic culture around at this company because it's rotten to the fucking core.
I think there will be like Microsoft secret police going to each of these places and being like, we've actually got our own HR now. We're actually going to pay attention to every fucking thing that you do. You treat people bad, I guess you're fucking out of here. Because this is the thing that people do.
X.
Even in circle, even in various companies I might work for or not work for, I don't know. They always have these insane HRs in place, like good level of insane, like like a place I work for. Like they are brilliant with their HR. Everything is all about transparency, and if you have problems, like there is a list of people you go to. Up until the CEO, if you can't even get someone to help you out, then they'll give you all the options. There's never going to be a point where you're abused and used where someone can retaliate against you then too, because there are disciplinary measures.
That's
for that.
very important.
And I think that's what's going to be put in place, because you don't hear a lot of people getting abused at Microsoft Studios.
Yeah,
Dylan, so you will not get abused while you're in the Dogcast. I'll make that official.
You wait till the last episode.
It's a little too late, man. I'm sorry.
You just got to point fingers, and we'll take care of that.
Yeah.
I'm on it. Don't worry.
I was pointing at Tom.
So, and you're right. I think Microsoft has a relatively, at the moment, as of now, a pretty good culture by all estimations, and they've been honest and said, we've had our problems in the past, and they have. So, but it's not something that's going to be turned around like, Microsoft is a savior swooping in. It's not something that like they signed a contract and now everything's cool.
No, it's not going to be completely peachy.
So it was also reported that Kotick allegedly didn't want to sell to Microsoft. But the Activision board of directors, also by all accounts comprised of a bunch of scumdouchery, they had lost confidence in Bobby and didn't really leave him much of a choice. They're like, we're going to cash the fuck out.
Also,
it's our best situation.
Are these guys all just sucking each other's cocks? Because like
I mean,
can't get ahead in life.
Because I would have ditched him the moment I started hearing about this stuff. If I had a friend, even like, or even like an acquaintance, I would immediately be like, well, I'm not talking to you ever again.
No, but he is like, this board.
They've got like Epstein like evidence on each
They're
other.
insanely
big companies like that.
I bet so.
If you're not sucking his dick, if you're backing out, you're gonna cut off your
American
finger.
Politics.
As much of a fucker as he is, in my opinion, he has made the board tons of fucking money. Bobby Kotick bought Activision for $400,000 in 1990, in the early 90s, and now sold it for $68.7 billion.
And $1 billion.
But I think even the board.
Apple's rot on the vine.
Yeah,
it's.
Anyways,
grapes rot on the vine. Dylan, why did you say apples? Apples don't grow on vines.
Well, in certain.
I wasn't going to say
apples
anything,
do.
but yeah.
Sure,
it's fruits.
I forget apples are fruit, not a company.
I don't think gamers really like fruits.
Yeah,
they like their Mountain Dew fruit flavored drinks.
Josh, before we get to bullet point number 5, we're getting to the end of this one. So tell us about this next beer.
This other beer, ladies and gentlemen, comes hailing from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Not like the donut, but kind of like the donut, the way it's spelled and stuff.
Okay.
Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the Brewing Project. This is Orange Drink.
Like McDonald's orange drink?
Maybe it's like
that's high C.
Orange as shit. Tang. It's a sour ale with mandarin orange and marshmallow flavor. Hailing at 6.3% alcohol. is going to fuck your up.
I like to get my fuck mine up. All right.
6.3%.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, motherfucker.
I hope you like oranges.
No,
Yeah, it's very orangey. Yeah.
I do.
I like orange.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually quite pleasant.
Okay. Weird. My first...
It evolves.
It definitely. It goes through... It takes you on a journey.
Yeah.
Because my first reaction was like, oh, weird.
I followed it into the woods,
And
though.
then mellows.
Yeah.
Boys and girls, watch Tom's face as he drinks the orange drink.
The enchanted forest.
Yes.
Taste sensation.
So, I guess a question for you guys. Now with this acquisition, obviously we spoke about it before. I think it's no surprise, or I think not too far. It's not too much of a jump to speculate that Microsoft just wants to get Game Pass on everything. Do you think this acquisition would be enough to get Game Pass on PlayStation and the Switch?
I think the biggest danger here, and I think Sony knows it, is that the Elder Scrolls won't be on their system.
I think they could stomach Elder Scrolls not being on, but Call of Duty is
Yeah.
I think it's getting to a point where you have to consider it. But PlayStation is working on their own streaming system. They have PlayStation Now, which
Actually, that's not a bad deal to breach.
Yeah,
Imagine
when you get it,
there's Netflix and Hulu, each provide two different things. You probably own both.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Game Pass versus their thing is going to hurt them if they're on both things.
And they could have a PlayStation
and maybe
Game Pass.
They could have one for them then too.
Ooh.
Maybe Xbox controls the PlayStation.
That's a good thought.
Or maybe
Jeff.
they touch tips and
I'll give you mine if you give me yours.
They just work on it together. Like, hey, we have Horizon, God of War. Remember we had that stack of 1 billion exclusives?
Well, what if exclusives now end up just becoming timed exclusives? So if you really wanted to play it, you're going to want to go get it on the PS5 physical or digital, and then you're playing that. But
there's many routes
6 months down the line, maybe the trade-off is a little bit different. Much like how in different countries they don't stream the same things on Netflix.
Even movies come out
way
later.
Yeah, totally. Or on HBO, in some countries you can't get the newest, Suicide Squad or whatever because
Red Shoe
licensing
Diaries.
deals.
Yeah.
Red Shoe Diaries. Yeah, of course. Everyone
David
loves that.
Duchovny. Why don't you love me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
It's interesting. I like that thought.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Josh. I think this is it wasn't enough before, but this at least tips the needle closer to possibly bending some of the other players.
It's a point is what does it matter? Everyone's going to make money. And
it's true.
If you work with each other, you can make more money.
Well, the
rising tide.
The harsh reality, especially about video games, is that most people buy one of these consoles no matter what. They usually don't buy two because some of them have kids or whatever, or kids can't afford to have more than one.
That is true.
And it's if this has to become a back scratching situation, then I don't see what the big issue is. And I kind of like the air of cooperation. I mean, time things out then too. It's just you can get this on Xbox Game Pass first. In 6 months, we'll release Gears of War on.
Yeah.
And
it might actually be they don't give a fuck too. Microsoft doesn't give a fuck.
Said he doesn't really
because
care.
they're was it next year or this year?
They could still compete like old school times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think Samsung is coming out with TVs that have Game Pass built in. If I remember that correctly, so they're just trying to
really.
It's a TV app.
It's going to run like dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Those processors and TVs are not good.
No, it's the cloud, the Xbox.
It's still going to run like shit. You don't have the capabilities to stream.
So I don't want to buy an Xbox.
An Xbox Series X?
Yeah, whatever the new one's called.
Do you have another one?
I have the last generation failure.
What do you mean, like the mid?
You have my one, right?
I don't know the names of Xbox anymore.
The Xbox One.
He bought the Xbox One.
You have the Xbox One X.
Yeah, sure.
No, just a regular Xbox One. You bought it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a regular Xbox One with the SSD in it.
No, I own one. I'm good.
So when this deal is done, it will make Microsoft the third biggest video game company. Even after $68 billion, they will still be behind Sony, who is at number 2, and Tencent, who is at number 1.
Ugh.
As a reaction to the acquisition, Sony's stock price took a hit to the tune of $20 billion.
Christ almighty.
The stock market's fucking shit
dumb.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll recover.
It'll recover quick,
Probably.
too. The fact that it's reactionary, it's so silly.
Yeah, and it probably recovered after they got news of our next story, which we'll get to after this break. We're going to take a short break. You can listen to these awesome shows from the HyperX Podcast Network.
Give me a break.
Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that
dick, Tom, please.
Oh, my God. We'll see him. What the fuck was that?
That was the best possible.
The Hardcore Gaming 101 podcast is on a mission to rank the top games of all time. I like the idea that when Bruce Wayne gets angry, he switches to the Batman voice.
Why do you have such a problem making Boomerang shaped like a bat? You mean like Batman? Not like Batman, just make it for me! Bruce Wayne, uncanny even with this guy.
It's a Herculean task, and I'd be lying if I said it hasn't taken a toll on our cognitive faculties.
Most people would be happy to have a job during a global pandemic. Dennis!
Hardcore Gaming 101, twice a week, every week, right here on the HyperX Podcast Network.
Hello, my name's Jonathan Dunn, host of the O3C podcast. Every week I'm joined by my two best gaming buddies, Chris and Minty, and we talk about the games we're playing, the games we love, and how they rank alongside our sacrosanct top 100 favourite video games of all time lists. Deep dives into gaming mechanics, history and lore abound, all topped off with lashings of irreverent dry British wit, witterings and wisdom. For details on the show and more, head to o3c.games and tune in every Monday on the HyperX Podcast Network.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Hey! As we alluded to before the break, we have another acquisitional story, guys. And this one is...
Who did what?
This one is actually prescient and just happened like yesterday. That's right. Not to be left out of the acquisition inquisition, yesterday Sony announced that it is buying Bungie.
The Jimquisition? Sorry.
Bungie. Josh.
Good show.
For 3.6, say it with me,
$1 million.
You didn't say it with me. Billion.
I gave you the chance.
God damn it. In a twist of fate, the original developer of Halo will now be part of Sony. In recent years, Bungie has developed, released, and supported the Destiny franchise and is working on a new IP. However, Dylan, the deal appears to be different than what the industry has come to expect from a normal acquisition. As
my gosh.
As Sony has said that Bungie will... God damn it. Fuck you, orange drink. However, this deal appears to be different than what the industry has come to expect from a normal acquisition.
Not
as
what
Sony,
you expected.
What's up, sandwiches?
Sony has said.
Vain. I talk like this.
Sony has said that Bungie will remain a multi-platform studio with the option to, quote, self-publish and reach players wherever they choose to play, end quote. So it seems their games, now and in the future, will continue to release on platforms other than PlayStation. And Bungie will exist as an independent subsidiary alongside PlayStation.
This really scared Destiny players.
Complete with its own board of directors.
Whoa, shit.
I think the original headline, yeah. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Hey,
but
Sony,
then
call me.
Sony's being really kind of progressive here. I think they're possibly
is this
seeing
a sign
the
of sexual lovers between Sony and Micro.
Maybe. Let's check this quote from
Hey, we'll buy
Interactive.
this. What do you think? And they're just flirting with each other.
Your father.
They're just flirting with each other. They're just going to make sexy babies.
Let's check this quote from Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan. He said, quote, "We've had a strong partnership with Bungie since the inception of the Destiny franchise, and I couldn't be more thrilled to officially welcome the studio to the PlayStation family." End quote. This is an important step in our strategy to expand the reach of PlayStation to a much wider audience. We understand how vital Bungie's community is to the studio and look forward to supporting them as they remain independent and continue to grow. Like Bungie, our community is core to PlayStation's DNA and our shared passion for the gamer and building the best place to play will now evolve even further.
I want to play, Tom.
I know you do. So Bungie had been wanting to expand and take their properties into other facets of media, film, TV, etc., Josh. And being part of maybe YouTube. I don't know. I mean, obviously, that's the pie in the sky goal.
Bam, bam.
And now being part of Sony, especially with PlayStation Media Studio spinning up, it'll help them facilitate this goal. As Jim Parsons, this current CEO of Bungie, said, quote, both Bungie and SIE believe that game worlds are only the beginning of what our IP will become. Our original universes have immense potential, and with SIE's support, we will propel Bungie into becoming a global multimedia entertainment company dedicated to delivering on our creative vision. So they want to make Destiny the cartoon, the TV show. They want to expand.
Soap opera.
They want to expand
night
one of the world's
show.
most boring video game stories.
Pew, pew, laser beams and aliens.
That's so many people. There's a lot of players.
I like laser beams and aliens.
I got into Destiny 2 at one point when Forsaken came out.
You would, Dylan.
And I had many exotics that I spent way too much time farming for. It's just one of those games though where you it's really lacking substance, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But damn, do they know how to make a gun feel really good in a video game?
Yeah,
and
the core gameplay cannot be denied.
The
Just
loop,
wait till
the
you
loop
try
is
it on that
correct.
PlayStation controller
It's
trigger.
just predatory.
Yes. Okay, that's good. I've never played a Destiny game.
I played the first one basically all the way through.
Okay.
Through the Taken King, I was super into it, and when Destiny 2 came out, I'm like, I gotta do like shit like this again. So I didn't get it immediately.
Yeah.
Did it look
Because nothing transfers.
And I think
no, Destiny 2 is way better than Destiny 1. I will automatically. The story's better. Everything is way better.
Well, I think this helps. I mean, even though everything's going to allegedly stay multi-platform, with Microsoft taking Call of Duty potentially off the table, Sony relied a lot on Activision and Call of Duty to basically provide a shooter for the platform because. There are a couple off franchises like Resistance, Killzone that Sony does own, but they're not really known for like shooters at the moment anyway. So
those games are good, but they're not.
Killzone games are really
they're good, but they're not at
that's Guerrilla, right?
The level.
They're not at the They're just not at the popularity level,
right? So people were freaking out like, well, what's Sony got to do to get a good shooter? Let's go ahead and fucking green light a new Resistance game or something. But, so I think this definitely helps
they'll
them.
never make another Resistance.
But curiously, I don't have the quotes here, but there were other interviews or maybe just either comments on the PlayStation blog where Jim Ryan was talking about leveraging Bungie's ability to utilize their experience for like live service games and potentially get PlayStation games on other platforms. So
makes sense.
I think they're definitely potentially looking at the long view and realizing maybe
it feels like two gunmen ready to draw.
Yeah,
but nobody knows what kind of gun the other person has.
Microsoft and Sony being the gunmen, and Nintendo just being the
Nintendo's just
maiden.
No,
they're just
the barmaid. Hey, over here, Mario.
Nintendo's the charming old rickety man that owns the general store who really just doesn't want his shit to be blown up.
Is he the old guy?
Leave me alone. Take everything in the register.
And then sometimes you catch him in there drunk, and he goes, "I'm so sleepy."
Well, that was cute. The way you said it.
So, Josh, what are your thoughts? You're the resident Sony guy.
Sure.
Bungie joining Sony. What's your initial reaction to that?
I really don't care at this point. I'm just gonna wait and watch.
Okay.
As everyone else should.
Valid. Yeah.
There's games to be played, guys. You shouldn't be worrying about this shit.
I hear you.
On both platforms, I'm sure.
God bless you.
So Bungie was founded in the 90s, was acquired by Microsoft in 2000, which secured Bungie's then in development shooter Halo as an Xbox exclusive. The company was allowed to leave Microsoft in 2007 after the launch of Halo 3, making 2 more Halo games, ODST and Reach, before entering a 10-year publishing deal with Activision which produced Destiny. So out of all the companies that we talked about in the last couple of news stories, Activision has fucked it, or Bungie has fucked them all, or has been the muse.
Spit swapping.
Yeah,
Well, that's fun.
it is fun. It's kind of, they're one of the few kind of rare type, literally rare type companies that have been owned by two of the major players in the video game space. So I don't know.
I'm intrigued by it all.
Yeah, I heard the news. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I was kind of like, okay,
But
I don't play the Destiny games, and I don't know.
Truth be told, I do like the business of video games, but I also like
Me too.
in much like Josh though, I'm in it for the games themselves, and it's the core philosophy of like, if you keep producing shit, I will eventually develop a weird loyalty to you, and if that's what you want as a company, congratulations, you were successful. Like it's like it's like how we all go to Camino. It's like we just go there because it's like
it's there.
Well, we know it's good.
Yeah.
Like why would we not?
I'll sometimes roll my eyes like, yeah, I guess we got to go to Camino.
We got to go to Camino. I guess I'll have their brilliant pierogies.
But you're not wrong. A solid beer selection and good food.
Yeah.
I struggle to sometimes come up with a reason. Okay, that's a bad idea.
I mean,
like,
it's Brad's go-to too. I'm suggesting Fixture.
Oh, Fixture.
Brad and I went to Fixture.
I've never been.
Sunday. That was fun.
Nice.
I want to try their pizza.
It's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Get the Great Lakes Distillery one. It's cream cheese and like big chunks of pepperoni, and it's really fucking good.
You heard that,
Had me
everybody.
there.
Walker's Point in Milwaukee, listeners.
If I try first place's pizza, I want to try the pepperoni usually.
Well, you know what?
Get that one though. Don't get the pepperoni regular.
yeah.
Get the one I'm talking about because they're
Josh, how about Midwest Gaming Classic 2022?
Tom,
We go
are
to
you
Fixture.
ready?
No, I'm not actually. I have a meeting tomorrow with those people.
Would you like me to come with?
Absolutely not. No.
You want an asshole next to you?
Now, here's what's going to happen.
guy?
See?
What time of day is the meeting?
It's just a phone call to Dan. It's not really a meeting. It's just a.
Oh,
Don't wear any clothes when he calls. Just
I
out
never
of
do.
principle.
I never wear clothes
On my
to
Zoom
people.
calls, no clothes.
You can either assume when you called me that I'm on either the toilet or I'm just sitting in my underwear on the couch.
All right. That's so basically like how you are now.
It's a control
in the
thing.
Dogcast studio.
Sometimes I wear a blanket like a cape.
All right, news story 3. EA announced no more acquisition talk. Let's move on to some
Was there
some
a new
lighter
Madden
fare.
game?
Yeah,
With cards?
EA announced that it is currently developing 3 new Star Wars games, 2 of which will be developed
off.
by Respawn. One, Dylan, is the
Jedi.
expected sequel to 2019's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order,
Which I think is a great idea. Also, fuck, that game is way better than I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. It gets a little boring later, but
The game will once again be directed by Stig Asmussen, who directed the first game in the series, and also God of War 3, worked on that franchise. I'm a fan of Stig. I'm looking forward to this one.
yes, sir.
Dylan, like you said, I thought the first one was really good, sometimes bordering on great, but there were enough things that dinged the game a bit in my mind. Like the combat just didn't have enough weight for me.
Those boss fights though could be very good.
Yeah, but I like the Dark Soulsian-ish vibe of the game.
Well, you and I are suckers for that shit. Though.
Absolutely. So
Are they going to remaster Shadows of the Empire?
No. That game controls like shit. Have you played it in the last 20 years?
you're my dash red dog.
I'm not.
So
I did actually.
I'm hoping that the
Bargain
sequel.
bin Han Solo.
Yeah, I'm hoping the sequel addresses
They will.
some of the games some
will,
of
they will.
those things, Assassin's Creed 2 style. It takes it to the next level. The other Respawn game is a first person shooter, not a new Battlefront game. Development is led by Peter Hirschman, who Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Development is led by Peter Hirschman, who co-created the Medal of Honor franchise and served as VP of development at LucasArts. Also, I really hope this is a successor
Better
to
not be a Battlefront.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
Battlefront PS2 edition?
I'm hoping this is like a successor to or a throwback to the OG like Dark Forces games. If they
yeah.
can make, if they can make a Star Wars play as good as Titanfall 2 or Apex Legends, count me in.
I would do it, yeah.
Given that the DNA of Respawn is comprised of the founding members of Call of Duty, which itself was a successor to Medal of Honor, I'm a little excited for this one, guys.
I like the old Medal of Honor games quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd be interested in this one.
Yeah, me too. And
it really depends on what they're doing. Pie in the sky, what kind of like story do you expect from a game like this?
Oh boy,
because they've made first-person shooters.
They
have. Republic Commando is really good.
I never played it, but
you
I always
should.
wanted to.
I have it on the Switch, and even on the Switch, it feels all right.
That's right. I don't know. I don't want to rehash, but
I think
you're always going to get like just the same tropes. A trash compactor scene. I don't know.
No, I think it's going to be like there's a show out right now, an animated show called The Bad Batch. It's about clones who didn't follow the Order 66 or whatever. I think it's going to be like a heisty game with like cool shooter elements.
Okay.
I hope. That's my dream game.
That'd be cool. I hope there is a Bulletstorm type whip and a kick. That'd be awesome. And yes, and you get to tip hookers. Twi'leks.
I love tipping hookers. That's my Duke Nukem impression.
And lots of jizz.
Sure.
I just want the whole soundtrack just to be complete jizz.
Jazz and jizz.
Oh my God.
Jazz and jism.
So finally, the third game will be a strategy game developed by Bitreactor, a recently formed studio comprised of Firaxis Games veterans who most recently worked on XCOM franchise.
That'll be good.
Bitreactor is rumoredly working close with Respawn on this project.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It turns me on a little.
These guys have probably worked on Civilization games as well, so I'm hoping this game is more of a 4X style game than
it's
a tactical XCOM. I don't know. Yeah. XCOM it was good. I respected it, but
Hex games are so not cliche. They're so niche that I don't think your average person who's a Star Wars fan is ever going to give a shit about it. But if you give them like a tactical RPG where there are a few characters on screen that they control and they make sure they move around, think of like Mario and Rabbids.
Yeah, and it's not.
That's what it's going to be. I hate to say it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've heard it here. I'm hoping for 4X. You want a good tactical.
Oh, I don't care what it is. I just like strategy games. So
good for you. Vince Zampella, founder of Respawn, co-founder of Call of Duty, will oversee the 3-game initiative in this, quote, new phase of EA's relationship with Lucasfilm, end quote. And I read this as, these are the games we're making since we no longer have the Star Wars license exclusivity. So, welcome to the new phase.
What was the
welcome
last?
Welcome to the new phase. This is the new.
Fuck you, Tom.
Is that Radioactive?
Is that Imagine Dragons?
That's a song,
Imagine
right?
Dragons.
Listen to the new.
Is that it? Or I was thinking something.
Radioactive.
Same song.
We sound like everyone's grandpa.
We're so everything.
Remember this popular song from 10 years ago?
Fuck. All right, moving on. We're getting to the end of the news here, guys, and therefore the end of the podcast. But we still have a couple stories to go here, including this one. News number 4, the creator of the Yakuza franchise and longtime Sega developer Toshihiro Nagoshi, who recently departed Sega, has founded a new studio called, wait for it, Nagoshi Studios.
Shit, dude.
Negotiating Studios.
This new studio is bankrolled by Chinese gaming company NetEase Games, which announced Nagoshi Studio, quote, will focus on developing high-quality console titles that will be released globally, end quote. No specifics were announced regarding Nagoshi's new project. However, joining Nagoshi at the new studio are a slew of veterans who also worked on the Yakuza games back at Sega. And NetEase said Nagoshi, quote, enjoys full authority to manage and create the kinds of games that they are passionate about with NetEase's game support, end quote. So let's hope it's a new Daytona USA game. That's
yay!
But yeah.
Sure.
So it looks like we might get... maybe some more Yakuza games, style games, or maybe he left. He didn't have great things to say about Sega when he left. He was pretty dismissive.
Well, yeah, they made him make Like a Dragon.
Ooh.
Fuck off, Dylan. And if you're wondering what Dylan's talking about, you should check out an episode of Raw
Fist
Dogs.
of the North Star. Fist of the North Star was made in the Yakuza everything. Engine.
I've been collecting
Game
the new.
is awesome.
By the way, I've been collecting the new bound editions of Fist of the North Star manga. They're fucking good.
I have no idea what's new about it, but that game they made 5 years ago, whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fucking fun.
You're already dead.
You're already dead. You're already dead.
Kaboom! All the heads exploding. All the porridge on people's faces.
This guy negotiated. I mean, he worked on Daytona. He's been there fucking for a long time. So he worked at Monkey
maybe
Ball.
Unleashes. Maybe this is the studio to buy up, huh?
Well, I mean, NetEase owns
anything.
them. They got a lot of money.
Wait, who it is?
NetEase. They're out of China. They're a Chinese gaming kind of.
10-cent netties.
They just bought Grasshopper Studios too.
Grasshopper from Twisted Metal.
No.
Okay.
No. And okay, so finally,
No.
yeah, I don't know. I'll play. Like as we spoke about on that episode of Raw Dogs, you know, I'm a big fan of the Yakuza games or basically anything this guy's made so far, including going back to his old arcade roots. So bring it on. I'm interested to see what they come out with. I am very interested. And finally, our last story, kind of adjacent to Sega. I mean, it's about Sega, but since we were talking about Sega, let's make this our last one. I needed to add this story in because it really kind of marks the end of an era. After 56 years, Sega has officially completely exited the arcade business.
No.
In 2020, Sega sold 85% of their shares of its arcade business to a company called Genda. As of last week, Sega sold its remaining 15% of shares and all of its remaining arcades to Genda as well. All Sega arcades will be rebranded to Genda's Gigo brand, which stands for Get in the Gaming Oasis.
G.I.G.O.?
G.I.G.O.
Really?
Yeah. Garbage in, garbage out.
There is a Taiwanese band who was refers to Gigo, and I don't know what the hell that means, but I love them.
Gigo?
Flesh Juicer.
Okay.
And I think that's the singer's first, like it's the singer's name.
Yeah. Well,
So
usually,
I wonder if that is some kind of reference.
so Gigo, usually in like software development, usually means garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is Get in the Gaming Oasis. And
It's
as
a
I
little
was writing
different.
this, you know, I posted on our Discord, which you can have access to if you will become a Patreon member, that as I was actually writing this, even though I knew it was happening and I heard about it, like it stirred up a little bit of melancholia inside of me. I mean, I'm a grown
Did you
man.
kind of feel
I
like
didn't
it was already dead?
I didn't cry.
A long time ago?
It didn't matter. Like, yeah, of course. Like,
'Cause
at least in
to
the
me,
U.S.
It's been dead forever.
Sure, but that doesn't mean that I don't have fond memories.
Well, it's the arcade idea.
56 years of fucking history, and think of all the games that.
I went to the Garcade on Friday.
Oh, did you?
Over the weekend.
How was that?
I need to get over there.
And it was,
Yeah, me too.
It was a ton of fun. Like, I mean, it's $20 for all you can play video games, and like some of them you have to wait for. Good luck getting on the Guitar Hero machine. But like, there were things where I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? I've never heard of this.
Sure.
Like Mr. Blip, Mr.
It's
Blop.
awesome when you find those obscure games.
Well, and they have, and all of them are mostly in like working order. I think Gar really, he has a great selection of shit there. And if anything, it's just fun to just sit down and be like, oh, this Fast and the Furious game really does not understand the spirit of the, like, I'm like, where's the NOS? I'm like, where's the NOS button?
What's the fucking
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah. But they had some Sega games there, and there is something to an arcade. Like, there is something like brilliant.
Well, there's a resurgence of them.
Well, there is, but like there's something to like sitting down at like one of these machines and being like,
the
Sega.
full arcade experience. Yeah. And there's a lot of Sega games that were just iconic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, tons.
Outrun,
You go in the
Outrun, right?
Outrun, yeah.
Did they do pole position?
No.
Okay.
The Atari, or I believe Konami Atari. Yeah, I mean, I posted on our Discord, like, just our local grocery store, Pick and Save in Watertown. Between that and this other store called Shopko, they had a ton of Sega cabinets between the two of them. So I remember going and spending so much money on Golden Axe. Like, so good. Playing that before the Genesis version, like right before the Genesis version came out, and I just coveted a fucking Genesis so much. I'm like, I could just play this at home if I wasn't 10 years old and could actually afford like $200. Shinobi, Outrun, Space Harrier.
Space Harrier is still pretty fun.
You know, moving up the
dumb Star Fox, but yeah.
I mean, moving up the Virtua Fighter, fucking Crazy Taxis.
Crazy Taxi, yeah.
I mean, just the breadth of games that they
Die
fucking
Hard Arcade. You
Oh,
got
by
the
the
Sega
way,
Saturn games.
Dynamite Deca.
I'm about to get my hands on a Dreamcast.
Are you?
Ooh, we got Fancy Pants in the house.
I got to hook up.
Nice, man.
And I got
awesome.
a few games coming with it.
You're
One of
gonna
them's Crazy
join
Taxi.
our dark cult society. I have 2 Dreamcasts
Oh shit!
at the same time.
You gotta-
I have a white and a black one.
You gotta, it's a black one's cool.
gal.
Sega Sports
well,
one.
I'm gonna
Oh
play
yeah,
Record of
my original I bought back in the
Record
day.
of Lodos War.
Yeah, but I mean, House of the Dead, fucking
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's at Garcade, and I forgot how funny that game is because I went there with someone and
Oh, the acting is.
I'm like, you can't
great.
just shoot. I was literally just like, you can't just kill innocent people because like innocent people pop up on screen. And I'm just like, well, you know what?
If it's not your quarters,
I don't think they were going to survive that much longer anyway. This is an act of mercy.
Yeah, absolutely.
reload.
Oh, I hate it. Like reload. Oh, it's like
part of the
Constantly.
experience.
in my ear.
Constantly.
So I want to shout out an arcade quick. My buddy's arcade, Brad from the band Droids Attack, like a sludge metal, stoner metal band.
Yeah.
They're pretty fucking
Out of
awesome.
Madison, right?
Yep. He opened his arcade. He's got a couple taps and cocktails as well, but he's got a decent sized arcade. Called Aftershock, and he's got really cool lights for the ceiling that he designed with Ben Heck.
Oh, cool.
And it's shaped like the Pac-Man map. I think the first stage.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it looks
cool.
really cool, and you don't really notice until you look at the whole thing.
It's like Sonic.
But it kind of reflects out the floor a bit, and he's got some fun games there.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah,
What's it called?
It's called Aftershock. It's
Aftershock,
right off of
okay.
East Wash.
Great area.
Madison, yeah.
Right on. Check
Pretty
that
cool.
out.
Go support him. Go check it out.
Yeah. So that was our last story. And yeah, it's a bit of a downer, but I mean, there are a lot of games. So I just,
We still have those games though, Tom.
it's true. I was going to say,
They haven't gone away.
in honor of Sega going out of business, I urge everyone just to go
Play
any way you
Sega.
can, boot up a old Sega arcade game, one you've loved, one you've never played before. Just let's all remember the good times.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
all the good games. So,
I should really try to find a cabinet someday.
yeah, or like
Everybody
even
buy a
Saturn.
Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast. Get a Saturn for
Well,
the
I mean,
AM2.
Dreamcast.
Still thinking.
It's one of these days. It's gonna
The battery ran out, but it's still thinking.
All right. Well, that is the end of the news, guys. This was a very news-heavy podcast, and so
Huge,
yeah. But a lot
Newsworthy.
of stories, man. This is probably the biggest news.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff.
Biggest
Pretty
news
wild.
stories of any Dogcast I've been on, and I've been on a few. So thank you guys. But before we go, we always sign off with one for the road, where we tell people our social media, but also let people in on maybe something interesting, something neat, maybe not necessarily video game related, that they should be into or check out. Who wants to go? Who's got their one for the road ready?
Sure. Mike Mignola, famed comic book creator of Hellboy. I finally have every single Hellboy
Oh,
in trade
Paper-
form.
yeah, sure.
And that is one dynamite comic book. It is wonderful. It's got all the shit I love. It's really beautiful, especially when Mike illustrates it. He found technically what I would call a ghost artist at certain points, but it all ends in this really climactic kind of just like, I guess the world's kind of fucked, but pretty cool when it lasted, right? And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I really love it. Either that or, I don't know, Kentaro Miura's Berserk. It's the best comic book ever made. Like, what else do you want from me? I give you good comic recommendations. So
wow, shots fired. You have brought up Berserk before.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Just fucking read it. The man died almost a year ago. And it's never going to get finished. And there's something kind of beautiful about that, too. I've had to come to terms with it.
Yeah. Well, very good. Josh, how about you, man?
Oh, let's talk about some things.
Whoa.
Just one. If you want, you can have two.
Okay,
For
7.
Yeah.
All right. Every Time I Die. Much love to that band. They recently broke up out of nowhere. I love that band.
Would I know any of their music?
They're not a radio band, but they are very well loved. And it's funny, since they broke up, every music media site is talking about it. Keith Buckley, the singer, kind of just went weird, mental health stuff, he claims, and they just couldn't deal with each other. But they've been together over 20 years, and just like that, and with his own brother is in the band. And one of them is a professional wrestler in AEW now as well.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting band. And nobody sounds like them. They're like southern rock, hardcore punk. It's
nice.
very unique. And nobody sounds like them. I saw them once, always know them. They Knocked Loose, who I love, was opening for them. And I'm like, oh, this sounds like a fun show. I mean, I've never seen Every Time I Die. I went and saw them, and they blew me the fuck away. And ever since I saw them back in 2017, I think it was, I've been dying. I've been every time dying to see them again.
Okay.
Like, they were so fucking good, and I fell in love with that band.
Yeah.
And I've been anticipating seeing them again, and then they fucking break up, and it broke my fucking heart. I really like that band a lot. Very unique. If you like some heavier stuff, check them out. If you don't like too heavy, I mentioned The Damn Things, a side project from the singer. They should be a big band on the radio right now. They're really good.
Like Glenn Miller?
Yes, like Bob Dylan. Or who's that guy that Joe Rogan likes?
Big band.
Joe Rogan likes bands.
Yeah.
Okay.
He loves spreading
If you like heavier stuff, go check out. I went back and listened to some of their older albums. I was like, God damn, this stuff is fucking great. Yeah. And Every Time I Die, much love to them. Thank you for being a good band. Also check out, I didn't know, it's kind of funny. I was just in Tampa, and I saw all those hardcore bands out there.
Not funny at all.
Yeah. Brody Lee is a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. He's the singer of this band called God's Hate that I love. They're very heavy.
You love God's Hate.
I love God's Hate.
Are they satanic?
Not really. They're just very heavy. Like they have a new shirt with the Punisher on it saying their lyrics are kind of comedic almost, but like they're very heavy. It's like kill everyone, destroy everyone, but it's almost sarcastic.
Okay.
But it's a good time. And it's funny that all of a sudden 2 days later I'm like, I mentioned this guy looks like a professional wrestler to someone. They tell me, oh, I just looked him up. He is a professional wrestler. Like, what? And then 2 days later, he pops up on AEW, which is a company that's rivaling WWF, WWE. Like, they're on that par now. And all of a sudden, he's fucking on that. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's funny as shit. I was watching E-Town Concrete perform and, like, singing every lyric next to the dude at FYA Fest. And like now he's like this guy on the thing.
So
Tom,
where can people get a hold of you? What is your handle?
At Ghostbuster Josh on the Instagram.
Yeah.
I think I'm Drafty Josh on Twitter.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Great.
Dylan,
you're still just on the gram, the Insta?
Yeah, that's it. I post my art.
Demons
Draw Dylan.
Dylan.
Demons Draw Dylan?
I've been posting less. I have maybe my one for the road is the end of my sketchbook, because I'm so close to the end of it, and I had a deal with myself that I can no longer, and I've been preparing for it, that I have to actually start illustrating an actual comic book.
Okay.
Hand drawn.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, none of this AI algorithms drawing comic books.
Well, I mean, like, I've been practicing comics, as you and everyone else seems to know. So.
Hell yeah! All right. Well, we'll hold you to that.
Tom?
Hi.
You don't have to. I'm probably gonna wuss it.
I'm Tom _Wegner, WEGNER on the Twitters. T Wegner. I don't know. Tom. I don't know. I'm places.
T-Wags.
T-Wags, baby.
7Z.
Go find you.
My one for the road is pretty short and sweet here. This last week marked the 30th anniversary of one of my favorite movies, Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
That's 30. Wow.
Yep.
Mr. Pink.
I'm Joe. I fucking adore this movie. Obviously, it is a high water mark of... There you go.
I'm gonna cut off
directed by
your
Quentin
ear.
Tarantino, 1992. Just go watch it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it in a while, probably. So go watch it
Stuck
again.
in the middle with you.
I haven't.
Go play some Sega arcade games. God
Can't think
damn
of that
it!
movie and hear that song, you know?
Right, Stuck in the Middle with You.
Stuck in the middle
Cut
with
a
you,
cop's
Tom.
ear off. Yes.
Cut it.
The movie where they were making fun of Bob Dylan and then became our most popular song. It's so funny.
I should end this talking
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am.
Doobie doobie doobie.
I wonder if I can just end this podcast.
We got to end this.
That was K Billy's Super Sounds of the Dogcast. We'll see you next time.
I'm KCK.
Yeah. Get a hold of us at airthedogcast@gmail.com. We'd love that. Twitter us at HotDogcast. I only have 2 episodes left, so
It remains to be seen.
it remains to be seen. I don't know if I can leave the keys in the hands of these little
Fools.
These kids. I don't know. Just kidding. Yeah, I got 2 episodes left. So
So if you got anything to say to this guy, put it out
Yeah.
there. You got any questions, put it out there. We're going to put him on the spot.
Actually, you know what?
we're gonna have a lot of fun in the next couple episodes.
we're going to hold him down against his will.
We might next time. I'm going to run a Tom segment where you're going to ask Tom all the questions. You ask Tom whatever question.
How do
you
I
want.
run this
Yes.
board?
Just ask the questions. I will start asking Tom questions periodically throughout the podcast. And
Where is Tom
we'll figure
most
this out.
ticklish?
All right.
We'll get to the end of this. And for his last episode, we will probably have a little bit of fun.
actual
And maybe a
sacrifice.
surprise.
Maybe. Ooh. I don't know. This is getting real, guys. It's getting real. Anyways, thank you guys for being on the podcast, and thank you, dear listeners, for
Thank
listening.
you.
We'll be back in 2 weeks with another brand new episode of the Dogcast. And until then, the balcony is open to fuck. Yeah.
All right, let's get it, guys.
All right. That's good. All right. See you guys.
Again.
Spaghetti.